Hello everybody. I trust you find yourselves at home, making the best of the situation. And I wanted to address you because I wanted to bring a little bit of an aspect into how we should deal with the situation. I understand we had to adjust rather quickly to what is happening around us. And there are a lot of ideas floating around, why not, why is this happening? But aside from that, we need to address what's happening. One of the focus is, what is reality? What reality are we in? Regardless of the reality, we really define reality depending on what we are going to see that's happening to us. If we focus on the negative, then the reality is that. If we focus more on the positive, then our reality shifts into that aspect. Now, because as you all know, hypnotherapy and with coaching, we focus on the positive. And in metaphysics, we also learn the law of attraction, which means whatever we focus on becomes our reality, and therefore we also attract that. So with that in mind, I wanted to point out things that you can do for yourself. It is very important to get up every morning and understand and be thankful. We have life, we have a roof over our head for those that we do. There are many people who may be in much worse situations, and I pray that all this will be over soon. But at the same time, if we are appreciative, even for what we do have, much, whether we have much or whether we have little, we still have to be grateful. This reminds me a lot of when back quite a few years ago when Hurricane Andrew hit us, that we were literally stuck. At least for a week, we couldn't get through streets. There was quite a bit of destruction. And my children were younger, and we actually were out of electricity for an entire week. Now, of course, we had no air conditioning, we had no refrigeration, we had no lights. We had a neighbor who was kind enough, because that block across the street actually had electricity, we didn't. This person was kind enough to extend an extension cord. It was long enough to get across, and we only hooked up the refrigerator so the food wouldn't spoil, and we did have ice and so forth to keep things cool, and that was good enough. We were happy with that. But I remember that we made the best of it, especially with my kids. I remember we would light up candles, we would sit outside, we would make stories, tales, we would play games. And many months later, I remember one time, it was a weekend, and I'm like, okay guys, what would you like to do today? And I remember my daughter said, you know, Mom, let's pretend we have a hurricane, and let's sit outside and make stories, and we light a candle, and she wanted to recreate that, which I thought was quite incredible. You know, instead of taking from the situation of need, of, you know, whatever could have been the hurricane, obviously we were not that comfortable, we were hot and everything, she still took a very good thing from it. Her memory wasn't concentrating on the bad, whatever we went through at that time. And I thought that was quite incredible. I remember that Andrew also, we had just moved into our house, which meant, you know, we were not in our regular home, and she was quite little actually. She was, I think, 2.5, and yet she remembered that, and she wanted to recreate Andrew, or at least the situation of being together, playing, telling games, stories, and things like that. And this is what I want you to create right now, or become aware of. If you focus only on the negative, then that is what you will take from all this. I know that the other day, I'm also more at home. I have come to the office. I have a few clients who are open to come and see us, and I do sessions here. Obviously, we keep the social distancing. We're also wiping down everything at the office after each client. We have very little contact, or rather we have no contact. But I'm also open, just so if you're questioning, I have now possibility to do obviously sessions online. We can do coaching, we're including a little meditation. We can do short sessions that are actually very affordable, and it will help many that have to deal with anxiety, maybe fear, and so forth. But the other day I was going back to what I was going to say. I was at home and I was sitting out on the terrace and just, sitting there. It was nice and sunny. I was reading a book and I was sitting with my husband, and I looked at him and said, I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful that we're spending so much more time on our terrace. We have a small pool outside, and that we're taking advantage, of our landscaping, of what we have, this tranquility in the afternoons. Usually we get so hung up coming home, doing this, eating, and then just whatever else. And right now, because I don't have to drive home or do this, and we're taking more time. There is more time. We're taking more time. And I was very, very glad to have that. So let's allow ourselves to focus. They're no coincidences. Things happen for a reason. And I look at the bigger aspect of things, that the cosmic, the universe, is telling us something. Maybe we needed to come and slow down. It's just like when our bodies become ill. Sometimes we get a cold, a regular cold, notwithstanding what's happening now, but sometimes we're exhausted. When we're exhausted and tired, we haven't taken care of ourselves, we're too stressed. What does the body do? The immune system is going down until we shut down, and we call it a cold or something like that. Well, that's the way your body tells you, hey, I've had enough, stop. How about looking at this as a sign that maybe we need to stop? Maybe we need to take things a little easier. Maybe when we come home, let's all put away the phone, the laptop, the tablet, whatever it is, even television. I have cable too, and yet we're often sitting there, and my husband is clicking through, what are we watching today? Oh, there's so much nonsense on the television that we rather turn it off and sit down and just read a book. Many of you know me, I like to do a lot of crafting, and I have a nice project that I'm working on right now. Use the adult coloring books. Thank goodness for all this internet and the Amazon and everything else. You can order things online. And I also have to be to get some of these coloring mandala books. They are very therapeutic. If you become worried, if your mind is going everywhere, if you do these colorings, it'll help you relax, calm down, become centered. The same happens with puzzles, actually, because it helps you focus. You begin to pay attention. And it's amazing when you really see what happens when you take the time to do these things. Sit down with your children. My children are all grown up and live in their own homes, and I haven't been able to see them. I miss my grandchildren, my granddaughters very much, but we can video chat and all that, so that works out okay. But we miss the hugs and the love that they give you of that proximity. But I know this too shall pass. I know there's a reason for that. Even as much as I love my children and I see them regularly, missing them now makes me bring them, want them even closer. We don't know what we're missing until we don't have it. Well, guess what? Maybe we need some of that. We have gotten so used to having everything right there. Let's take a little time. Allow yourself to be positive, to think positive, to be grateful, to appreciate everything that you have, and focus on the positive. Reality is reality. Things are happening. We have deaths. We are getting more infected. We need to be careful. The whole staying home has a reason. But also realize that there are many, almost just as many, if not more, that are actually healing, that are getting out of it, that we slowing down. I mean, different countries are now beginning to see that things are stopping. So how about also focusing on the positive? Because that's a reality too. And the more we think of the positive and then the best outcome, and we allow that to exist in our minds, then we create a new reality. We also, it's the law of attraction, we attract then better healing, more positivity. If we are calm, then that energy is like a ripple effect. If I'm calm at my home, at my house, and I see my neighbor and I wave and smile and we just exchange pleasantries even from a distance, that energy goes there. They may be calmer, they may be saying hello to someone else. I speak with my mother every day. She's elderly, she's alone. I do go once a week to see her if she needs anything. I need to prep her meds, things like that. But I try to, have you done this, have you done that? She does go for a walk every day. And I encourage her to do it because she needs to be outside. But we talk about the plants and the flowers. I have orchids blooming now and I share that. We don't talk coronavirus. We don't. I tell her some of the new recipes that I'm making, that I'm trying out, that she should try, and I give her ideas. We talk about that. We don't concentrate on coronavirus. And again, it helps us. Also, the more we have this tranquility, this peace, this centering, that helps us keep stress, worries away. And what does that do? Keep our immune system better. Keeps our immune system up. If we're down, depressed, fearful, worried, full of anxiety, that depletes our immune system. It does. So if you're happier, if you go outside and get some sun and you play with your children, laugh a lot. Play, do fun things, enjoyable things you may have not done in so long, that will boost your immune system. So we're doing so much more when we allow ourselves to be more in the positive. Allow yourselves to be there. I'm hoping to share more of these videos now the next few weeks, hopefully days. I'm doing this I'm just using the computer microphone. I don't have a real setup. I'm not a big electronic, into electronics or anything like that. But I really wanted to do this. I had a very strong feeling that I needed to do this. And so I said, here goes nothing. I'm trying it, and the sound might not be the best. The lighting is not the best. I haven't been to the beauty parlor in a while, and that might show, but hey, what the heck, all right? I thought this was more important than all those other things. The message is getting there, I hope. If you have any questions, again, if you'd like to do any sessions, short sessions like I said, we can do it on different platforms. Feel free to call me. Even though we might not be able to meet in the office, we're available. You can always leave me a message, text me, email me. Beacon Hypnotherapy is my website. My email is Maria-Pilar at beaconhypnotherapy.com. Or call me, 305-595-1699. I'm here. I hope you are doing well. And until the next time.